Welcome to the Public Schools First NC Week in Review, a brief look at what happened in the General Assembly last week. Bill highlights: House Bill 755, the controversial Parents' Bill of Rights, moved to the House last week. This bill will likely diminish the ability for schools to be a safe, welcoming, and healthy place for students and educators. It places an undue burden on teachers and does nothing to improve education in North Carolina. We are monitoring this bill closely and encourage you to follow its progress. Three bills we mentioned last week: House Bill 1079, House Bill 1032, and Senate Bill 835. All three of these bills would provide much needed funding for teacher salaries and other critical education staff who provide mental health support for students. Currently, our student to staff ratio for essential helping professionals is shamefully high. These three bills have not moved forward. Right now, North Carolina funds one school counselor for every 353 students. The recommended ratio is 1 for every 250 students. North Carolina funds one school nurse for every 1,007 students. The recommended ratio is 1 for every 750 students. Current funding for school social workers is even worse, with North Carolina funding one school social worker for every 1,289 students, with the recommendation being 1 for every 250 students. And school psychologist funding is also terrible, with the state funding just 1 for every 798 students, when the recommended ratio is 1 for every 550 students. These helping professionals would help support teachers by allowing teachers to better focus on teaching. When teachers and students are supported in our classrooms and given the resources they need to be successful, academic outcomes improve. House Bill 149, Expanding Access to Health Care, is another bill we highlighted last week. Although it passed the Senate easily, it was referred to the Rules Committee in the House. It has not moved forward since. This is an important bill to expand Medicaid with implications for hundreds of thousands of North Carolinians. Because some House members do not support this bill, it's uncertain if we will see Medicaid expansion pass during the short session. Senate Bill 671, Virtual Education, Remote Academies, Virtual Charters. This bill will allow districts to use virtual schooling as an option for snow days and provide district-run virtual academies with up to 15% of the school's total number of students. The bill also transitions North Carolina's two virtual charter schools from pilot status to active status without going through a process of reviewing the results of the pilot years. This move is extremely problematic because North Carolina's virtual charter schools are consistently low performing and would not have met reasonable criteria for continuation. In every year since they were begun in 2015, both schools have earned D performance scores and have not met growth expectations. The North Carolina Cyber Academy achieved the lowest possible growth score in all 4 years since scores were reported. Both schools serve fewer economically disadvantaged students than the state average. This bill also allows existing charter schools to convert to remote academies for the 2022-23 school year simply by submitting a curriculum adjustment to the Office of Charter Schools. Given the many objections legislators had to public schools providing remote instruction during the pandemic shutdown, it is puzzling that they are now speeding through a bill that paves the way for even more virtual education in the charter school sector. You can read more about all of these bills on our website and in our latest newsletter. What can you do? Sign our petition opposing House Bill 755. The petition can be found on our website at publicschoolsfirstnc.org/engage/sign our petition. Contact your lawmakers and urge them to pass Medicaid expansion by voting yes on House Bill 149. You can find your lawmakers' contact information on our website at publicschoolsfirstnc.org/engage/contact elected officials. You can receive the latest news and alerts about public education issues in North Carolina by following us on social media, sharing our content, and visiting our website. We offer a wide variety of resources, including research, fact sheets, and more. There, you can also sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter with all the highlights from the General Assembly and other timely news related to public education. Thank you, and please share this video.